you very much, Anine. Now, Samir Randera-Rees, presenter of the world's longest-running environmental show, 50/50, has recently come up with a new way to experience the world of Africa's magnificent creatures, along with things like safety advice on how to keep both you and Africa's wildlife safe. His Whispers of the Wild mobile application allows your smartphone or tablet to become a portal into the world of nature's stories. Now, to tell us a little bit more, Samir is with us here in studio today. It's quite a treat. Nice to have you with us.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Tell us firstly a little bit about yourself. I know it's a fantastic app and we'll get there, but you worked as a game ranger, you've got a master's in conservation, various institutions.
So
interesting.
Yeah, wildlife and nature is my passion, and it's something that kind of grew on me through the years of my education. So I started at UCT, started doing environmental science, and then I did my game ranger course, and that's when I really kind of developed this deep appreciation of and intimate understanding of nature, where I could just walk through the bush and see things and know what was going on. And from there, I went and I did my master's in conservation ecology, and now my passion is conservation, first of all, and trying to make the world a better place for wildlife and nature. Yeah. And secondly, to convey some of my passion to the broader public.
Tell us about the app, because we also want to have a look at the app. If you guys can put it up, it's really interesting. The process, how did you go about it?
So the app, how I came up with the idea was I would get quite frustrated when I went on safari, because I would go driving around game reserves, and if I was doing a self-drive safari, I would always kind of be frustrated that the information was not readily accessible. You know, we'd see an animal, and then because I had the personal interest in it, I would go back and I would read about those animals. But for the rest of my family, they would never learn until they went on a guided game drive, you know, when they had a game ranger with them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what frustrated me or what I realized was that when I was in the car with them and I actually had the knowledge, I would actually give them information, and they would say, you know, it makes such a difference having you in the car. And then when I was in Europe, I went to a historical site and I got one of those handheld audio guides. And that completely transformed the experience, because suddenly just like an inanimate object or a wall suddenly had a whole history and a story. And I realized that this was something that could be very powerful to apply to wildlife. And that's where I started.
What I also like is the safety aspect of it, because, you know, here in South Africa, we see lots of incidents of tourists jumping out of cars when their lines are about and the like. It sort of helps with the common sense of it also, I would think.
Of course. I mean, you'd think that it's common sense, but a lot of people don't know what to do. And the thing is, you see these videos of people kind of trying to push elephants off the road or leaning out of their cars to take photos of lions. And the thing is, that often leads to unfortunate incidents, and that obviously can lead to injury for the people, but usually it leads to the animal having to be put down too, and that's really sad. So that's what I'm trying to prevent.
And downloading the app and getting it, just tell us before we wrap up, how can people get this app and what the sort of processes are? Okay,
so the app is available on Android and iOS. There's a light version of the app, which only gives you 10 animals, and that's free. But if you want to upgrade and get the full 50 animals and the game, which is great for kids and to get them kind of interested and engaged with the wildlife, you can pay to download the premium app.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. I think it's something that's going to add a lot to the experience for everybody. We live in this age of technology where you can almost get it done yourself. Nice idea. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That is Samir Randera-Rees. You can catch him on one of our shows, actually, 50/50. It is the longest-running environmental show in the world, they say. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it sounds nice anyhow. Thanks for joining us once again.